If you're fucking lonely as bitch, this video is for you. So you feel lonely, feel like you have no real friends in your life. You see all your classmates, they're posting on social media, they're going to parties, they're having fun together. Whilst you're sat at home on a Saturday night, scrolling YouTube. It just feels unfair. Why does this happen to me? Like, the loneliness can be crushing at times. Trust me, man, I know. When you come home on a fucking Friday night and you open up Instagram and you see guys going out together, you feel like a fucking loser. And so at some point, even though you know it's bad for you, even though you know you want this other life, you start thinking, maybe I should start playing video games again. Maybe I should go out to parties, watch Netflix again, just so I have something to bond over with other people. We as humans are social creatures. We crave social connections in our DNA. But this is where the problem comes in, because you hate being alone. But the thing is, right, the reason why you hate being alone right now is because you fundamentally just hate being by yourself. You hate being left on your own just with your mind, because it brings up all the negative thoughts or self-hating thoughts, and then you end up having to distract yourself by going on social media, by going and reverting back to old addictions, or you try and drown it out by socializing with random people. Obviously, socializing is a really beautiful part of life, but some things you do just need to be on your own for. Deep introspection, really looking inside, finding your values, really figuring out your direction in life, and even something as simple as like actually just working hard at something, developing a skill, doing your fucking homework. It's better when you're on your own. Certain things you have to be on your own for to really optimally achieve and get the most out of this part of your life. So once you learn to love just being by yourself, you can truly find inner peace, because you don't need any of these other external things. So this is all good, but how the fuck do you do it? Well, first you have to work on your mind. So the reason you hate being by yourself is when you're left alone, just with your mind, with your thoughts, you can't fucking bear it. It starts hurling anxious, negative, self-deprecating thoughts at you, and you can't handle the pain, you can't handle the chaos. But what if, instead of just temporarily distracting ourselves from this negativity, we get rid of it in the first place? Or we even replace it with positive thoughts? Mindfulness meditation is something I've probably said about a million times. You've probably heard it before. Trust me, we're gonna get on the new stuff that you haven't heard about later on, but it's just to lay the foundations. And if you're not doing it right now, what the fuck are you doing? But if you haven't, mindfulness meditation is a truly powerful practice, because it literally trains your mind to stay in the present moment. Because the reason why you can't bear to be alone is because all these negative thoughts get thrown at you and they pull you away. You start fucking watching this video, and then suddenly this negative thought says like, oh, remember when you got bullied back in high school? Or what are your parents going to say in the future? It's always the past or the future. You can never really be angry or be sad about something in the present. It's always something that's just happened, something that's going to happen. You're worrying about something that's going to happen. So if you can train your mind to be in the present more, to stay focused on the fucking bird tweeting outside, stay focused on the sensation of sitting on this chair, on my own breathing, once you train your mind to do this more, then you can escape these negative thoughts without just temporarily distracting yourself, and you can focus on what you have to do right now. You can stay in the present moment instead of letting your mind be hijacked and overrun by negative, anxious thoughts. So gratitude journaling is another powerful tool I do every morning, and something else you've probably already heard of. If you haven't, every morning, like, it takes like literally 5 minutes. Just write down 3 things that you're grateful for, and every day try and make them different things, and try and make them like small, weird things that you wouldn't be grateful for. So a couple days ago, I wrote like, I saw like a cobweb hanging outside my window, and because of like the morning dew that went on it, it was like shiny and glittery and silvery. So I literally wrote down, I'm grateful for how the spider web looks when the morning sun shines on the dew, and it creates all these patterns. And this is such a weird thing. I know it might even sound kind of cringe and weird, but training your mind to see the positive in weird small things like this, it's like hypertrophy. Like, if you're trying to do a bicep curl, you can't always stay on a 5-pound weight. You can't always do the easy things to be grateful for. I can't always just say, grateful for my family, I'm grateful for my house. Like, great, sure, yeah. But that's too easy for your gratitude muscle. When you try and find the weird things, when you try and think, okay, so this guy yelled at me at school today, how can I be grateful for that? I'm grateful that he called out my mistake. I'm grateful that this is training my mental strength. And so this is fucking gratitude hypertrophy right here. I'm training my mind to literally plan positive thoughts as I go about my day. Like, you literally go through your day-to-day life, and instead of thinking about how shit your life is, how much better it could have been, how you want to get better, how these guys have stuff that you don't have, instead of that, you naturally just start to focus on the things that you're grateful for, that are good in your life. You start being happy with what you already have, with being alone. Now, nature is another big one. We as humans love being out in nature. Like, we have evolved to. Our brains haven't changed that much, but the world has dramatically changed around us. You live in a fucking urban jungle with skyscrapers everywhere. You live in houses. You live in this compact little cell in your house with no fucking fresh air, with fucking dusty ass room. So I'm sitting right now. Go outside into nature. Go walk barefoot on the grass. When's the last time you walked barefoot on the grass? When you were like 5 years old, probably? Go climb up a tree. Go fucking find a leaf that looks nice. All these things, because they train your mind to be in the present moment, like I said before, so you don't get hijacked and overrun by all these negative thoughts. And also, once you're happy with nature and all this stuff, you don't need all these other external things. You feel like at peace when we're out in nature, trust me. If you ever feel down bad, if you ever get like some urge to go do some negative addiction, literally go outside, man. Go into your park, and you're gonna feel that decrease quite dramatically. The big thing is using your time in solitude. Something big that I learned from the book Flow by Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. The big problem isn't necessarily being alone. It's not the fact that there's no other people. It's being alone when there's nothing else to do. Because like I said, when there's nothing to do, nothing to focus on, no one to talk with, all these negative thoughts come in and bombard you. This is why people distract themselves. That's why you go back to video games, back to social media, back to porn, back to junk food, to try and stimulate yourself, try and distract yourself from these negative thoughts. Because when there is nothing to do, that's when these negative thoughts have free reign over your mind. So the most effective way to really learn to love your time in solitude, to love your time when you're alone, is to enter flow. It's to work on a project that's meaningful for you. If you don't know what flow state is, can you think of a time when maybe you played a sport or you played some sort of game or you were playing a video game, right? And you're completely immersed in it. Like you lose track of time. You don't think about you literally forget all your insecurities, all the negative things. I used to have this with football. When I walk out onto the football pitch, I literally forget all the negative things going on in my life because I'm so immersed in it, because I enter flow state. So the fact that you're lonely and maybe you don't have like a quadrillion friends almost means nothing to you when you see that you're making progress towards a goal, when you're completely immersed in this flow state. Because a big aspect of flow that I learned is a loss of self-consciousness. You're so immersed in this task that's away from you that you forget about your insecurities. You literally forget that your nose looks a little bit big, or that you got a shit haircut, or that guy said something weird about you. You forget all of that because you're completely in the present, completely focused on the task at hand. So for example, the biggest thing that helped me through a period of loneliness, I'm not as lonely now, but a couple months ago, it was tough, man. And the biggest thing that helps me through this difficult period of my life, when I felt so crushingly lonely, is this. When I started building this YouTube channel, started working on my newsletter, started trying to really build up my brand, and learning this. When I started learning other skills like copywriting, marketing, video editing, all these things, learning and improving my life so I can share the solutions with you. And when I was really focused and immersed in this task, this is when I fucking lost track of time. I lost track of all the negative things in my life, and I learned to love being alone. Because being alone, man, I can work on this. Man, I can work on my purpose. That's all for this one, boys, and hopefully this video helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.